Well, morning, fellow zombies who are sleep deprived and emotionally screwed up. This is your zombie out here in the lovely heat zone of Rosamond, California, the armpit of the Antelope Valley. I am your host, not the ghost host either. This is the Weaver John C. of the Diary of the Griever named John Weaver, which would be me, responding to Mr. Artist in Recovery. Saw the vid concerning about the Republicans taking Social Security recipients hostage. Yeah, you're a little late on your videos, but so am I. So, but I quite agree with most of the stuff that you're talking about right now. Republicans have always wanted to cut Social Security and Medicare. They always wanted to privatize the damn shit. We had it started up by a Republican in the 30s concerning about Social Security because we had people who couldn't survive on what little savings they actually had. They put them in the banks, and the banks defaulted. Remember the crash in 1929? It's very famous. It's also historical. And not to mention there was a global recession and depression, actually. So that screwed up all of our credit ratings during those days, and we needed a safety net. Roosevelt, being Republican, I think he was Republican, created a Social Security, and for decades it helped a great deal of people. And it was also added into concerning about disability. You're disabled, you can't work. Usually it was for the physical. But I imagine over the decades when it was mutating and changing and into the form we've got right now, they've added in the disability functionality into the Social Security. So even mental health was going to be part of this. And every time there was an argument concerning about raising the debt ceiling, and there would be whoop-de-doo and but they still managed to do it in the first place. People look at the numbers right now and they've forgotten that we started this damn thing when we started our country and we created the Constitution and we put the amendment in there, the 14th, saying we will pay our debts. It's that simple. We're going to pay the debts because we owe them and we pay them, and that's it. We may go in more and more hawk, but that's what it is. And Republicans are making this political grandstanding, and I agree with artists on this one. They've been doing this for a hell of a long while, and when you get the triplicates in there, oh my God, it's going insane right now. Now they want to put a stranglehold on the Social Security and Medicare. Work requirements for SNAP? Able-bodied people, if you're able to work, you must work 80 hours a month. Well, let's see, that's about 8 hours a day. Well, here's the problem. These schmucks have forgotten something, that we got mostly part-time jobs. In order to get a full-time job, you probably have to have some kind of skill set necessary for that particular work. And if the employer is actually hiring full-time work, retail isn't. If you stayed in there long enough, maybe you'd get into full-time work if you're lucky enough. I know Walmart was like that over a decade ago. And I used to work for that company. I started in as a part-timer and had to work my way up. After about a year working as a cashier on the front lines, they put me as a sales. And the only place they had for full-time work for a guy like me is in the automotive department. And me and automotive are like, ooh. Yeah, that far apart. So, I knew nothing about automotives. Anything to take care of the damn automotives. All I know they needed oil and gas and maybe some fluids, and that's about it. But all the other extras to the damn thing, including the tires, and what pressure that the tires need to be filled on, and the size of the tires that the manufacturer recommended, and what kind of tire tread are we talking about here? What kind of depths? And what are those tires made out of anyway? And what happens when one of them happens to hit you in the face and damn near kills you? Then what do? That last part was the one that put me on disability. Besides the mental health issues, the physical damage really put the final nail into it, which put me into disability life. I still got the soft injuries that still hadn't been healed. I had a back specialist out in Beverly Hills who told me otherwise. I'd be healed. I'd be no problem for work. All these damn worker comp schmuck doctors and lawyers didn't think about psychological damages and what kind of Pandora's box got smashed open, and here it comes. So every time I kept hearing the Republicans for the last 10 years arguing about Social Security needs to be cut, it needs to be put privatized, privatized. Bullshit. A lot of people are saying bullshit. And we heard the Republicans say, it's entitlement. No, it's the money we put in, schmucks. I'll say that back. Assholes. Assholes and asslorettes. So we have the budget problems going right now. The Trumplicans are trying to make their political hayway. They're trying to make themselves look like, hey, aren't we doing something for the country? We passed something, but Biden can't do a damn thing about it. He's going to force us to default. We'll put the whole blame on Biden. Yeah, he gave Biden the most impossible things that he's going to say, and you knew he was going to say no. He said no. Republicans, well, now we're going into debt because of you. We have the gum jabars sticking right by your finger. Gum jabbar is reference to the 1980 something Dune movie in there. And this little device with a needle sticking right at the damn skin, ready to poke and prick you. Say one wrong thing and you get instant death from this damn thing. Well, that's what we're looking at, is fiscal death and fiscal default. Now, as people have pointed out so eloquently, we default, we're screwed. Simple. I can't pay rent. I can't pay bills. I live month to month. I don't have enough to save up. I don't have a cushion. I don't have 401k. I've got no bank accounts for this shit. All I got is the handouts from the Social Security that keeps giving me survival money for the rest of my life. You're going to be asking me, well, what kind of work can you do? Well, I see diabetic feet. The feet are killing me all the damn time. Back, lower back. So that means I can't go down on the floor without really going down on the floor and asking for EMS at that point. Soft tissue damage still in the back of the neck. So yeah, that's precluding me from even having any kind of functionality somewhat. And then there's the mental health. Almost dying at a job site really doesn't make me feel any safer at any damn job site with any damn supervisor. Let's put that on record. In the current status I've got right now, I don't trust anybody. I trusted, and it damn near got me killed. So yeah, I don't trust. I don't even like you as much. I'll tolerate it, but that's about it. So yeah, I've got issues on that one. I got the mental health issues. Besides the grieving situation, besides the PTS nightmares. Oh yeah, and PTS comes in different forms. Did you know that? Forms and flavors. Tell you a story. After I got damn near killed by Walmart, it was only like a few months later that my brother and I decided to shop at a different Walmart that I wasn't killed at or damn near killed at. And I felt the fear. I felt the stress, the pressure, unable to breathe, unable to, walking and dragging myself around and feeling intense sensitivity to anything and everything at that point, and I really wanted to run. But I stayed with my brother because he was mulling around Walmart because he wanted to see what the hell was going on. In fact, we even went into automotive, and it was damn near felt like it was killing me there because I damn near got killed in there. And by the time we got into the 99-cent store right next to it, this is back in Lancaster. By the way, Lancaster, California, by the way. It's Valley Central area, they call it. Nice area. J and 25th. Homeless people live in that area. But they tried to make the area somewhat looking decent. Almost got no place to go in that place. In Antelope Valley, they got no place. Different story on this one. Got to do a different video on that one. So I go into the 99-cent store with my brother, and I'm hyperventilating in one particular aisle. We're away from Walmart, but it doesn't matter. The damage has been done. I felt as if my life was threatened, and my brother was watching me carefully. We both agreed I needed to get psychological services at that point. He knew how much I hated doctors of any and all sorts, but this time there was no choice in the matter. I had to get professional help. I've done videos about this one. I've talked about it too many damn times. And professional help is the only way I can get through it. But how does this relate to the budget situation? Well, let's see. Privatized Medicaid and Medicare. I'm screwed on that one because now I couldn't even afford any of the premiums from any of the insurance companies that are out here. So I'm screwed on that one. Which means I won't be able to get to any medical services if I need them. Emergency services, yeah, but I'll be billed up a yin-yang. Without insurance to back me up or actually to lower the cost down to a point where I can barely maintain it. And Medicare's doing it, the Kaiser combination. I'm still owing. But I still haven't seen the damn bills. I mean, I've seen the bills from an ambulance company. I've seen the bills from professional ERs, but I haven't seen anything coming up on their website for Kaiser. I'm like, nice going, assholes. But even the debt will be affecting my health care. I pay rent every month. We have this 5-day window. It's supposed to be paid on the 1st. But even the company and the management knows that Medicare goes to at least to a certain day within that 5 period. And during this time, we wait. And when we get, we take care of the rent. We take care of the roof over the head. We calculate how much money we got and how much of the bills we have concerning about power and about any entertainment services or needed services like cable, necessary, phone bills. And then there's the food, transportation. The people in this complex I live right now have their own transportation. At least some of them actually do, and they also depended upon Dial-A-Ride to get around in this place. Dial-A-Ride is like a cab service of a sort with the transit authority we have out here for Kern County. They work in their own little communities. Mojave's got them, Cal City's got them, Rosamond's got it. Tehachapi, I think's got them. But the city of Bakersfield and the county of that, they got their own internal city stuff. They don't have Dial-A-Ride. Why am I saying this? Because the things usually have an effect one way or another. You see, you take away the money the federal government gives us, and there's going to be people hurting out here in the community I've got that I live in. Some of them could be surviving, and the others are probably not surviving as much. Let alone certain areas in the state of California that depend upon the kindness of strangers, and not to mention the kindness of the federal government at times. Even when we default on our own credit rating, each state's going to be struggling on its own damn budgetary issues. We're going to be struggling like crazy at this point. So the Republicans want to make a political grandstand. We kept telling them, send the president a clean debt ceiling bill. A clean one. No attachments, no riders. Let's just get this damn thing raised and pay the people, and then we'll take care of things. Nope, we got to make it a fuss. We got to show our constituents that we mean business, that we're making the current administration kowtow because of this and that and this and that and all the other head games. So now we got head games happening. We have head games happening. Which means I'm being threatened of being kicked out of here. If we default next month, I'm not going to have any money coming in. I'm not going to have any savings. The rent's already been raised a month or two. Actually, it's going to be raised again in July. Because of the COVID nightmare that happened, our economy had been screwed around with left and right. And prices had to be fixed for a while, except for the food prices, which kept going, and everything else. But the rent around here had to be fixed. And now, since the COVID's gone, and I have to deal with that. I have to make adjustments of the meals I have to get, what I can get, what I can't get. And there's the fun part about this one. COVID-19 made it more convenient for us to use local delivery services here, but they do charge. My place is away from the market, from the supermarket. I can only deal with the smaller markets all the damn time for basic survival. My dog right now has gotten beyond eating the canned crap that they got on the shelves. So now I have to get chicken and rice to fix for her, and she's getting tired of the damn thing. If I happen to get any hamburger patties frozen, we'll have a burger. Burgers are not are expensive as hell. Just for 10 burgers for about 70% fat, we're talking about $11 over at Albertsons. Yeah, that's. But then again, I have to do the price comparisons. If my mother was still, my little mama, my dog, if she was still eating canned food, I had to do calculations in my head, and I hate doing math. How much can she eat per serving each time, and how long is a can's going to be lasting for the entire month? I have to do the calculations on that one. How much milk costs? How much eggs cost? Cheese? Canned meat? Vegetables, if I can get them, canned vegetables, but I prefer fresh vegetables. But that means I have to go to the supermarket, which means I have to do the dial-a-ride, which means it's about $1 up and $1 back. 2 or 3 times a week, or 2 times a week. Why not? Because if I get enough groceries, that'll last me about 3 or 4 days. I'll be fine. Milk costs. And as I said before, the eggs and the cheese cost. So does bread, but bread's stable a bit. And then there's pasta, and there's rice. How about the canned meat of Spam? How much are those prices rising left and right? So I have to worry about that. There's only so much of pasta, cheese, and Spam I can eat. Throw in some fresh onions for acid indigestion. What the hell? Now, if I actually do a DoorDash, it costs maybe about 10, 15 sometimes, depending upon the groceries. That's even with tip. And we did the DoorDash routine when the COVID kicked in. We had food deliveries coming in. But we still have a smaller market over here, and we still had to wear masks. And the smaller market that we have, maybe about 700 or 800 feet away from home. I mean, it's a walk, and I still have to carry the damn bags up and back. Not to mention carry a backpack full of groceries in it. It's got a rollers, and I've already ruined about 2 or 3 bags already in the past 2 years. So I have to hump. And I've already got lower back problems, but I got to hump that shit anyway. So what else? What else can the Republicans can screw me over besides health, besides diet, besides money coming in? Oh, let's just say that we're going to be doing the changing of books and materials and other things that you're not allowed to have. But that's superfluous. No, we just want to hit you with the belt, with the money, and we want to hit you with the health. That's about it. Because we want to make our political bones in this situation. It doesn't matter if somebody else is going to be depending upon the damn money, trying to get drugs or payment for medications or health services, or even for an emergency room visit. Here's the thing. March 15th, I had sprained this wrist, and it hurt like a son of a bitch. Now, I had cheap ass braces over here that I usually sleep with because I wanted to keep this as almost straight as possible. I've got repetitive motion issues in both wrists, so I have to constantly wear braces I have to replace every so often. They're expensive as hell. Almost like $50 for one particular pair over at Walmart. Yeah. And this got so damn painful in this area here. This is like when the thumb goes and it was tearing the muscle in here. I couldn't function with it. I had to ice it down like crazy. I had to chew on Tylenol left and right. Barely scratched it. The ice numbed it a little bit. But I would have had to make adjustments of going to the hospital or to an urgent care with my doctors. Kaiser does have their own urgent care, but they're only open up at certain hours. Get in early enough to avoid a rush. And the emergency rooms are a pain in the ass to deal with, especially in the hospitals we deal with out here in Antelope Valley. But I should have got a complete explanation of coverage from Medicare as well as Kaiser, because I didn't get the exact paperwork I needed. Particularly when you're dealing with a physician who may or may not be participating in your network. Not to mention dealing with an ambulance company that's treating the situation as an emergency job, even for a wrist that hurts like hell. And instead of going into the emergency room proper, they put me into the urgent care. When I was seen by a nurse and I was seen by a radiologist, and that was it. And I was being charged a great deal from a physician I never even saw. But he signed off on the damn paperwork, and therefore he gets his money. But according to the insurance I've got, I only got to pay so much for the emergency room visit, but I still have a flat fee for the ambulance charge. I haven't got the money for it. I got to wait for next month. And then I got to start making payments. Because I have to make payments with these guys. And if they go default, I'm going to be put through bankruptcy. I'm going to have to be going through the damn court systems. I got to find money I don't even have to take care of court costs once this hits the courts. I mean, collection's one damn thing. But the courts, if they happen to take me to court on this shit, for a lousy $200 for a damn ambulance, right? Not to mention $700 for an ER physician that I never even seen, for an issue here. I stayed at the hospital for about 3 hours, and all he gave me was a brace and told me to go across the street to get the pain meds. Across the street was Rite Aid. Over the counter pain meds. You don't know how much this is going to be affecting me more down the road? These are the things I have to deal with on a month to month and sometimes a day by day basis here. I have to balance out how much little chump change I got left that may get me some more milk, that may get me some more chicken for my dog. Other than that, she's stuck with whatever kind of dry food I can get my hands on, and she's going to have to struggle and strife with that one. And she don't like that very much. But the chicken also I can also eat. I'll take a whole chicken. Usually it's about $10 or $11. I'll boil the son of a bitch. I'll just boil. 4 to 6 hours. I don't have any gas. I got electric. So that's part of the electrical bill I still have to pay. Because besides the lights and the air conditioning that's needed, it's also for cooking. Oh, also, how about refrigeration for food in there too? When we had the pandemic, I was utilizing delivery companies and companies like Amazon for food. Bulk, dry, and whatever I can get my hands on. All within a week or two or less. I was lucky enough. Certain foods, yeah. You know, dry milk could last for a while in its powdery form without you opening up the damn canister, but you still have to use the damn stuff anyway. And even after you use it, you better start filling up those plastic gallon milk bottles and shove them in the refrigerator as long as you've got power. Make it thick enough you can actually make it taste like it was coming out of the damn store. Other than that, it's watered down for what they're talking about. Even powdered eggs will go bad. You don't use them up. Because they have a certain shelf life. Closed up and shorter when they're opened up and you're using them. They taste horrible. But some people like them. But if I can't get any eggs, there's my eggs. And they cost. Sometimes they'll be covered under SNAP. Sometimes the milk will be covered under SNAP. Depends on which particular brand at the time, and also whether or not you're getting it within the state of California. If it's coming from out of the state of California or from third parties, forget it. SNAP's not going to cover it. Has to be covered within the state of California. And you have to depend upon that. Upon cans of vegetables coming in, cans of Spam. How about pasta coming in? I mean, there's survival food right there. Not to mention the seasonings, and if they are and are not covered under SNAP, or you have to pay for it out of pocket, if you have any Social Security money left in your pocket. For fresh food, SNAP works. Markets will be high enough anyway, but 2 miles carrying that stuff up and back, oh, that's why the DoorDash has to come in handy, but that's why I'm paying about $10 to $15 each time for maybe about a $40 purchase for several items. That's going to be last me about 3 or 4 days. Again, I have to do the arithmetic, and then I have to look at a calculator and do even worse. So much money for bills I get each month gives me a ballpark range. Get whatever money I've got for Social Security. Do the subtractions on this one. Divide that by how many days I've got left until the next Social Security, the disability comes in. I have to keep a tally. Okay? I have to keep a tally of this stuff. My own spreadsheet. And this is how I keep on top of my finances. And this is what the Republicans are going to fuck me over, pardon my language, but they're going to screw me over on this one here. Artist was talking about Social Security holding recipients hostage. Well, he's not kidding about that one. Republicans want their own damn ego. They are so hyped up on the damn thing. It's like worse than the DC comic character Bane from Batman series. Bane got himself bulked up with this chemical shit that he was a deadly nemesis to Batman, even by damn near busting Batman's back. Actually, he did bust Batman's back. Cracked the son of a bitch. I'm surprised he didn't break his spine in the cartoons. But the thing of it is, the Republicans and the Trumplicans are feeding off of their own damn egos at this point over here. And even some of the Democrats who are still like, well, yeah, they're still doing the same damn shit like the over the aisle counterparts are doing, screwing us over one way or another, without even thinking about the constituents of what they're being killed off for. Yeah, I did say that one, didn't I? Okay, hurting like hell. Would that work? It would be a little bit less softer euphemism. Hurting like hell. Okay, fine. But being fed on your own damn ego, where you're like just and forced because you see the chemicals in your back, your ego pumping through from this chemical bat they're wearing, and then like, I will break the Batman. I will break the good people of Gotham City. They will tremble underneath my fear. Gotham City equals United States of America, or maybe everybody in the country. You have to look up analogies here and metaphors, you know. Works for me that way. Anyway, I thought I'd give artists a ring and bore the living crap out of them for today. And I wanted to back him up on this stuff too, because this still pisses me off. Leo McCarthy, not McCarthy. Oh, did I say Leo McCarthy? God, I started wrong. Frick's name. Oh, right, that's right. Schmuck McCarthy. Okay, that's it. Schmuck McCarthy, the so-called leader of the House of Republicans. He represents my territory, unfortunately. So I probably would have a message to him if any one of the constituents would pick up on him and kindly get to him. Stop fucking around with my damn disability, you asshole. You're going to be putting me out in the street, making me homeless like everybody else you've been doing to people? You said you're trying to help us out? Well, this ain't helping us out, asshole. Eventually, you're going to get your ass voted out of office. I hope to God. If we happen to get a Democratic majority in the House of Representatives and you're still in it, I hope you lose your job royally. Because you're worthless as a representative. Coming from a constituent in your damn county that you hardly ever pay attention to, you're so damn hip on your own damn ego. You say you're doing it for the country. You fought like hell to get into your situation and you gave away your power. Oh my God, you are so far lost, it's not even funny. So, with that, have a nice day, asshole. Artist, sorry about this, but I just can't keep a clean enough mouth on situations like this.